Hi, and welcome to Scott Dikkers Around. I am Scott Dikkers. I'm going to do something a little different this week. I've dug up an old video that's lost to history. Now, I enjoy doing this from time to time, and I'm going to show you episode 1 of a web series I directed for The Onion about 10 years ago. It was written mostly by Alex Bleckman and Dan Telfer of The Onion, and it stars Rob Delaney, Todd Hanson. I can't seem to make anything without putting Todd Hanson in it. Can you blame me? And other great performers. You'll also hear some voiceover from me in there. It was a super fun series to make. It's a mockumentary called The Onion's Extremely Accurate History of the Internet. It was produced by The Onion for Yahoo as a limited series. Now, it's gone, erased from the internet, as far as I can tell. I managed to scrape up the first 4 episodes, but that's it. Someone posted the last one on YouTube, so if you know where the rest are, let me know. I'm looking for episodes 5, 6, and 7, which by my reckoning are still missing. If you're an archivist, this could be a fun project, fun challenge for you to find those. Maybe you worked for Yahoo around 2013 or know someone who did. I'm all ears. Just leave me a message on the video. Now, without further ado, here is episode 1 of The Onion's Extremely Accurate History of the Internet.
The Internet. We use it for everything from listening to music to raising our children. But where did it come from? Who thought of it? And why? What happens if you rub it too hard? Hello, I'm Cole Bolton, and in this series we'll try to find the answers to these questions together. Well, I'll be finding them and telling them to you. You'll just be watching. That's all you have to do. So sit back and relax, don't try to help me, and don't bother me. I've got a job to do. This is The Onion's Extremely Accurate History of the Internet. Life itself began more than 3,000 years ago in bubbling pools of chemicals. These microscopic life forms didn't contribute anything important to the Internet. After that, dinosaurs evolved, then died mysteriously. Scientists say it was a meteor, but you'd want to check Wikipedia to confirm that. Early humans came next, and they lived a harsh existence on the savannas of Africa. These primitive tribes struggled to find food without the aid of restaurant review websites like Yelp. But it wasn't for lack of trying. Archaeologists have unearthed carved stone bricks, which they believe to be humanity's first attempts to construct a modem.
Early man, in fact, developed many technologies which were critical antecedents of the modern internet. A primitive form of email called petroglyphs were quite common, but functioned poorly because large stone slabs had to be dragged to the recipient's inbox. Contrast this with today. I send cruel, ranting, vitriolic emails to friends, family, and colleagues all day with just the click of a button. It truly is a modern miracle.
Over the ages, civilizations rose and fell. But without internet access, life was boring. People took up pointless hobbies such as agriculture and medicine. Ancient Egyptians had nothing better to do than pile up rocks. Michelangelo couldn't think of anything better to do than lie on his back and paint a ceiling. In the 16th century, Benedictine monks finally succeeded in creating a crude wireless network. By chanting a series of ones and zeros, they were able to transmit data to receiver monks at other monasteries. Unfortunately, the connection was even slower than dial-up. It took 3 years to transmit a single JPEG of a dog wearing sunglasses.
Eventually, these workarounds became slightly easier to use. Around this time, Gutenberg invented the printing press and popularized books, which are blocks of paper filled with words.
Attempts to access the internet in the late 19th and early 20th centuries also ended in failure. Thomas Edison sent the world's first mass email in 1887, but he wasn't a household name yet, and most people marked it as spam. Alexander Fleming tried to grow the internet in a petri dish, but only ended up finding a bunch of mold. By the 1960s, millions of Americans had come to recognize the lack of internet access as not just an inconvenience, but a crime against humanity. For far too long, an entire class of American citizens, teenage boys, were denied a basic right, the freedom to look at nudie pictures at any time or place. Eventually, demands grew for a place where anyone could freely view pictures and videos of graphic sex acts. That place was the internet.
One day, little black boys and little white boys will be able to see black girls and white girls all joined together. I have a wet dream today.
And it would not take long for that glorious day to come to pass. Join us for the next episode of The Onion's extremely accurate history of the internet, where we'll meet the virgin, pencil-necked Poindexter nerdlingtons who actually built it.
Thanks for watching me. I'm Scott Dikkers. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video, and why not go nuts and subscribe to the channel? You only live once. Hit the bell to be the first in your parish, ward, or cell block to get notified of new shows.